This story has not gotten a lot of coverage outside local press, but when I read the details about it, I was shocked. And I'm trying to figure out how the hell this thing happened. So I'm going to try to explain it to you in a way that made sense to me. And I hope you can follow along here. It's going to be boring for the first minute, and I swear it'll get better after that. So let me show you this right here. This is the West Virginia Water Development Authority. And interestingly enough, they say here at the top of the page, created in April 2022, the Economic Enhancement Grant Fund appropriated $427 million of American Rescue Plan Act funds to the Water Development Authority for use on projects across the state. What does that mean? That means after COVID, when Democrats passed this American Rescue Plan, West Virginia's Water Development Authority got nearly $500 million to make sure they could do water stuff everywhere, because that's an important thing, right? That's good. I like infrastructure projects. That's wonderful. And one of the things they decided to do is they offered grant money to organizations that said, we can help you do the water things. So, this is an example of their page, the West Virginia Water Development Authority Economic Enhancement Grant Guidelines. Basically, they said, we're allocating $250 million for this grant fund. And all you got to do, here's a list of rules, but you come to us and say, our company can fix the water pipes in this area, and it would be good for West Virginia. Great. We will give you that. I'm not going to go over all that stuff because it's boring as hell. But that's fine. Infrastructure should be boring. I'm glad they're doing that, though, right? So you can apply for money to do a water system, a sewer system, stormwater system, anything like that. Secular projects help people across the state. So this agency in October released their list of the latest grant recipients. And here's the spreadsheet with the latest grant recipients. It's super tiny font right here, right? But this is as of October 31st. And again, you can look through it. Look, the town, this is the first one on the list. Town of Triadelphia. No idea where that is, but let's see. They are getting $500,000. Okay, what are they going to do? The project consists of the acquisition and construction of certain line replacements, new fire hydrant and valve. You know what? I'm not reading the rest of that because I'm already bored, but that is fine. That's how these things work. Okay, I'm going to go back to that page, though, because if you scroll down and you get to page 3, there's something very, very weird. At the top of page 3, look who's getting a grant. College of St. Joseph, they spelled it wrong, but okay. College of St. Joseph the Worker. That is a Christian college. Let's see where this is at. Steubenville, Ohio. Oh, it's not even in West Virginia. That's weird. How much are they getting? $5 million. Holy shit. What is this Ohio school doing for $1 million? Okay, let's find out. The project consists of the acquisition, construction, and equipping of multiple education facilities for the in-class and on-site training of the 5 major construction trades of HVAC, carpentry, masonry, electrical, and plumbing, materials for training, and all necessary appurtenances thereto, whatever the hell that means. That's actually it. The thing after that is for the next grant recipient. What the hell does any of that have to do with water? This is the question I need you to think about. A college in Ohio got $5 million from the water fund. For what exactly? Who knows? And I'll show you the college. This is the College of St. Joseph the Worker. Learn a trade, earn a degree, graduate without crippling debt. I mean, fine, I have no problem with trade schools. It's a Catholic school. We teach our students to think, but also to pray, to love, and to build. Fine, it's a Catholic trade school. I don't care. Why are they getting $5 million of water money? That doesn't make any sense. Now, let me play devil's advocate for a second. Maybe it's okay for them to get this money. Maybe if the college said, we want to work on water related projects that are going to benefit the state of West Virginia, okay. I mean, it would actually be really hard to fight that one in court these days as a church state separation group because the state is allowed to give money to a religious school for secular reasons. The Supreme Court's pretty much said that one's okay. So, okay, maybe that's the case, but the description didn't say they were working on water related projects, right? It was going toward like construction of buildings. By the way, that $5 million grant was 4 times larger than the second highest grant of 1.27 million that was given to another group. So this college is getting a shit ton of money from this West Virginia taxpayers, really, or from taxpayers in general. And it's also weird because this college just opened up like this fall. This is an article from the National Catholic Register about this new college opens in the grain of St. Joseph the Worker. Look at the date line on this, September 27th, 2024. So, like, this place just opened in September, which means they don't have a track record of success. They don't have evidence that, like, their graduates perform trade work in other states. You know why? Because they don't have any graduates yet. They just opened. And then I looked at this place on Google Maps. Oh my God, you guys. This is the place on Google Maps. You see this Firestone Auto Shop right there? That's nice. That building next to it, that's the college. That's it. It's that one building right in the middle there. And again, I want to make this clear. I don't have a problem with small colleges. I don't have a problem with trade schools. But that college doesn't look like it needs $5 million in taxpayer funds. I don't know. That's just me. So it seems to me that they were just tapping into West Virginia's coffers with money intended for specific water projects, and they took it in order to build up their private religious school in ways that are not really going to help West Virginia. Unless maybe the projects that they're working on are going to transfer over to West Virginia, or maybe they're going to use that money to benefit students who will then move to West Virginia to build. But that's not guaranteed. I don't know what these kids are going to do after they graduate. But wait, it gets worse. That's like the subtitle to this show, isn't it? It always gets worse because Stephen Allen Adams, who is a reporter for the Parkersburg News and Sentinel, and you should all support your local papers, he managed to get a copy of the grant application that the college actually filed with the state, asking for $5 million. And I want to show you part of that application. Check out what he uncovered here. So here is the grant proposal. And most of this is boring. I'm not going to go over all of it. But I'm going to scroll down because look at what they say when they say why we want this money. We have a proposal to expand into West Virginia. Here's what we want $5 million for. 4 things are on the list. Number 1, construction and real estate development company. They want $2.15 million for that. What? Why? They want to create a company in Weirton, West Virginia to do real estate development and construction. Why is a college trying to build a real estate company? And what does that have to do with water? I have no idea. And they even say this in the specifics. We're going to headquarter this place in Weirton. That includes offices and warehouse and construction and not water, because this has nothing to do with water. At full size, this construction company will employ 200 apprentices, another bunch of construction workers. It'll take us 5 years, but don't worry, we'll build some stuff in West Virginia. I mean, that's nice and fine, but why the hell are you getting water money? I don't know. Number 2, what else are they going to do? Education. We need $1.65 million for education. We want to recruit West Virginia students, want to give them some scholarships, develop partnerships. We want to purchase new buildings in West Virginia so we could teach them over there. And also we want to make some dorms. Look at our building. It's next to the auto shop. We need to build dorms and we need money for that. What does that have to do with water? Nothing. Then, hey, we want to create a second branch and we need $200,000 for that. Don't worry, though, that branch will be in West Virginia. And then, you guys, Here is the kicker. Look at this. This is the reason I'm showing you this. They want $1 million to go towards advocacy because what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Here we go. First, they want to create a bioethics certificate for continuing education in the medical and psychotherapy fields. This bioethics center will grow at maturity to a self-sufficient continuing education operation working out of West Virginia. They want to create like a major or a minor or like a toilet paper certificate in bioethics. What is bioethics to a Catholic trade school? Biology, ethics, abortion. That's what they want to do. We want to create a certificate that breeds like anti-abortion graduates, advocates for anti-abortion. And then we want to build a research center, the Center for the Common Good in West Virginia, to support broadly life-affirming policy in West Virginia. They want to build an anti-abortion research center in West Virginia. And by the way, look at what does it say? Maybe it didn't say here. They actually wanted $750,000 for that center. That's what they were asking for money for. And for whatever reason, the state gave it to them. Even though the money was intended for water infrastructure, and even though the school is a registered nonprofit, which means advocacy would have to exclude lobbying work, they got the money. What the hell? So the reporter who did all this, he actually pointed out in his article, he actually got to the bottom of how they wanted to use this money. Where did that go? Here we go. Let me show you this right here. Whoops, there we go. In a separate document, the college explains that the Center for Common Good would focus on conservative public policy, specifically citing abortion and immigration border policy as examples. And what would they do? Research, op-eds, speeches, educational tools, presentation, and proposals for the West Virginia legislature. They are creating an anti-abortion lobbying firm where their students can work on speeches and presentations so that no women have abortion rights in West Virginia, which they already really don't. And in order to do this, they're stealing money from building new pipes. Unfreaking believable. So how did this even get passed? Well, when college officials announced that they got this grant, they actually said, hey, we're planning to invest $10 million in expansion. $5 million is now coming from West Virginia and taxpayers. The press release that the college put out did not even mention the advocacy, the anti-abortion advocacy. Also interesting is that one local newspaper, the Cole Valley News, said that the $5 million grant they just received is nearly double the $2.6 million that the college is even worth right now. Their assets, as listed to the IRS, is $2.6 million. So they just got a gift that is worth almost twice as much as the entire school. Unbelievable. So reporters asked, there was a Republican West Virginia lawmaker. His name is Pat McGeehan. And apparently he was the liaison between the college and the state. And he's the reason this thing happened. He was directly involved in facilitating the application. He praised the move just before Christmas. He said he was thrilled about this project because he lives near the northern panhandle of West Virginia. And he said this is going to help them out a lot. And actually, if I could find this here, this is what he said to a local paper in response. Here we go. McGeehan said, the College of St. Joseph the Worker is unique insofar as it offers a holistic approach to shaping young men and women. One reason why I'm excited about it. Nowhere in the United States is there an institution that simultaneously trains the mind and the humanities, while also in the manual trades. And he goes on to say, many of the problems our state suffers are downstream of faltering local communities, weakened family bonds, and a younger generation without practical skills who are quite often steeped in university debt. Like, I'm not defending colleges here. They definitely gouge students for money. But just going back here for a second, you know where you can get a trade school education in West Virginia? in the northern panhandle that this dude represents. If they want to build programs that will help West Virginians, including with water pipes and stuff, you could give money to those trade schools that exist in your state. And this idea that, well, we got to help this college because, weakened family bonds. Why is that coming out of the water budget? I have no clue, and this guy doesn't either. By this logic, by that dude's logic, a school that offers to build like one water tank could apply for water infrastructure funding and then say we also want to use some of that money for anti-gay lobbying because that hurts the family unit. And when the Parkersburg News and Sentinel also asked West Virginians, asked officials in the state, why the hell did you give this school $5 million? The governor's office did not answer the question. Any additional education or ethical components mentioned in the application are secondary and fall outside the scope of whatever we care about to get newly trained workers in the workforce as quickly as possible. That's a dumb comment for many reasons. First of all, the $1 million going towards anti-abortion advocacy, that's not secondary. That's actually a huge chunk of the money they applied for. Second, if you want to get newly trained workers in the workforce quickly, then train students in West Virginia. Why are you giving money to an out-of-state school? Yes, Ohio borders West Virginia, but that's not the point. Why are you giving money to an out-of-state school in the hopes that maybe someday when some of those kids graduate, they might move back to West Virginia and maybe work on infrastructure? You could absolutely tailor a grant that helps those trade schools in the state right now so that West Virginians get a direct benefit quickly. Instead, they found the most roundabout way to do it. Oh, and by the way, it helps anti-abortion nuts to get more advocacy points or something. So the problem isn't just that they're awarding this grant for dubious reasons. One of the things I saw in the articles is that they may have also broken some laws doing this because any money given through those water grants are supposed to be approved by different cabinet officials. But according to the Water Development Authority's director, she never got those approvals on file. They might have given her verbal commitments, but they didn't actually sign any paperwork. I don't know. So it's disturbing. Let me just show you this. There are like 4 Democrats in the state of West Virginia, but one of them is a lawmaker named Joey Garcia. And he said, it is unsettling that the Water Development Authority is evading statutory requirements to use taxpayer money to fund a partisan center for conservative public policy and a construction trades program by an Ohio-based college when West Virginia colleges could use that money the same way. Absolutely right on. In addition to that, I should tell you the ACLU of West Virginia has also spoken out about this. Tens of thousands of West Virginians lack clean drinking water. Funneling $5 million in water development funds to a highly partisan, out-of-state religious organization is reprehensible and wholly inappropriate, says ACLU West Virginia director. Public money should not be used to promote private religious interests in other states. We will be monitoring the situation and are prepared to intervene if necessary. Good. Maybe a lawsuit's going to come. We don't know yet. I also appreciate this from the Democratic Party chairman in the state. This decision is an insult to every West Virginian who is struggling to access clean drinking water. West Virginia tax dollars should support clean drinking water and functional infrastructure, not funding for out-of-state pet projects. Absolutely right on there. So, unfortunately, West Virginians are completely outnumbered in the state. I should say West Virginia Democrats are completely outnumbered in the state. They don't have the power to do much here. So if anything's going to happen, it's got to come from Republicans who actually give a damn about this, which I don't think they do. Like a lawsuit may be the only way to claw this money back because right now it's a huge gift to a Catholic school. And if they can get away with it this time, they're going to try to get away with it again in the future. Okay, going to stop there for now. What questions we got here? When I hear grant money for water development, I get worried because private businesses start messing everything up. I know, and this happens with grant money sometimes. Sometimes you give money to an organization and it doesn't pan out as anticipated. Yeah, that is one of the risks, but I kind of like it when they are offering government grants for projects meant to benefit everybody. Hopefully, the oversight is there. Hopefully, the paperwork that you have to submit is intense, and they all have people that take care of this stuff for these businesses. So, better better that they have the option there than not. Always disturbing though when you it looks like a group that shouldn't be getting the money finds a way to get the money anyway. Is there some river that runs through Ohio and West Virginia? Geographically, I actually have no clue. It is entirely possible that, like I said, that an Ohio Catholic school could do West Virginia infrastructure work. But that is literally based on their application, not what they are interested in, not directly. And that's the problem here. They want to get into mass producing holy water. Give it time. If they said that in their application, that'd be very interesting. Who approved the grant for this school? There is a committee that approves these grants that includes state officials, and they signed off on it. I don't know how many committee members were involved for the Water Development Authority, but enough elected officials or appointed officials who are high up in these organizations signed off on it. And apparently, the $5 million amount didn't give them enough pause. So, like, people who should know better approved this. That's the bottom line. And if there is a lawsuit over this, and I don't know if there will be, those are the people who will be targeted. If they only had the commandments about not stealing and lying posted in every rectory, right? Don't you wonder? Don't you wonder if this Catholic school has that sign up? Or even worse, if they think what they're doing is not stealing because they're doing it for like righteous reasons. I'm sure they rationalize all of this in their heads.